Hello everyone out there in YouTube land. My name's Grant and this is my video about my first ever PC build. And before I start rambling on, I'll give a big shout out to a guy who really inspired me to do this on my own, because I was really rather hesitant, and that is Kerry Holtzman. He does a great YouTube channel if you guys want to check it out. Also, my son, ZackeredTRM, as he calls himself on YouTube, does some cracking videos about Minecraft, Garbage Day, and it would be great if you guys could have a wee look. Anyway, this is what I just want to do. I just want to chat a little bit. If you guys think after watching this, if you can stomach my Scottish accent for 5-10 minutes or however long I want to gab on, leave some comments, see if I could have done anything differently, if I could have spent my money better, if some of the components you think are good or perhaps not as suited as perhaps what I thought they would be initially. Now, my old computer, let me just pan down here, was built, it's an Alienware, as you guys can probably tell, hopefully from the angle. It was built in 2006. Now, before I can hear you all going, to be fair, this computer has never had a problem. The only thing that is kind of starting to go is the CPU fan. I think one of the bearings, or however many bearings are inside, starting to make kind of rattling noise. It doesn't really interrupt me, it doesn't really spoil my enjoyment of the computer. However, and I did manage to upgrade it. It's got a GTX 570, it's got an SSD. The processor was an AMD Athlon FX62 dual core, 2.8 gigahertz. And although I can still run many games, the latest games obviously I've really not got a hope in hell. Now, I've just dawned on me, I've left a can of Red Bull sitting there. They are not paying me. There's no endorsements in this video. If they want to pay me, send a check. Anyway, let's just briefly go over this. The case is, now keep in mind, this is not what I would describe an enthusiast PC build. I would like to think it will do many games, most games, for a good number of years and give me a lot of enjoyment. I'm sorry if the camera is kind of shaking a little bit. But so I was working with a kind of a budget. So let's see, the Cooler Master case is a Master Case 5. Now, it's reasonably new. I believe it was released last year. I've heard a lot of good things. I'd watched a lot of videos on YouTube about Cooler Master. They seem to be a joy to work with. They seem to put a lot of thought into the engineering of the cases, how the paint finish matches, you know, from the metal to the plastic. No thrills on this one. There is a case above this one, the Master Case Pro. This one cost me about, I think it was £80. The Master Case 5 Pro, it's about 110, £115. Now that comes with a few more hard drive cages inside, as well as a clear side panel. Now if I just pan down here, sorry about the sheets that are being laundered, this one doesn't. And it's the one thing I perhaps would have liked. But I'm not going to be putting any more than 2 hard drives in here. So I don't know, maybe it's just boys and their toys, maybe a little bit of greed. It looks nice. The The Samsung DVD drive is basic, $14.99. It's all I need. Just, I grew up and listened to music late 70s, mostly in the 80s and a tad in the 90s. Most of my music collection is on CD, so I need a CD drive to import into iTunes. Couple of USB 3 ports on the top, and behind the grill here, while I'm here, let me just, oh good, I opted for a couple of 120mm Corsair fans. Good reputation. I thought, I really don't want this thing overheating, so there is space actually, guys, for two 240mm fans at the top, but as you can probably tell, I've got a big cooler in there, which we'll talk about in a second, so I didn't want to I want to keep the noise down. By the way, very easy kind of slide to open, lock, drive bays. The power supply, this is, of everything, this is probably the one thing I hope I haven't scrimped on. It's a Corsair CX 600M, 600 watts, semi-modular. I don't think you guys are going to, I'm not going to get it bright enough in there, I apologise. If I say M once more, I'm going to shoot myself. The power supply appears to have everything I need. I did consult the internet on some power calculations concerning what I was going to put into the case, into the system, how many, what the type of processor, the type of graphics card, how many hard drives, so on and so forth. It said recommended about 500 watts, which is exactly what the graphics card actually recommends. So I'm sure it'll be fine. The motherboard I'm really proud of is an Asus Maximus 8 Hero. It's the second one. I think the low at the entry level is the Maximus Ranger, which you can get for about 150. This was £20 more expensive. I had an additional £20 off, and I really wanted an ROG board. It does come with some really high quality connections and everything I would need at the back. I'm going to try and turn this round, guys, because the lighting is not great there. I've said it again, somebody shoot me. There you go. Gold connections for the audio. In my old PC I had a sound blaster, Creative, in fact it's still got the external module there. Again, that is about 8 years old. To be fair, I've had some good sound, good quality sound from that. I hope I don't have to stick the sound card into this system. So I really, again, you've probably noticed I've got a surround system. Not ideal placement for the rear speakers, but hey, you know, you work with what you've got. Okay, I've said it again. This is really annoying me. Okay, the hard drives are 500GB Samsung Evo 850. It's somebody slipped my wrists. It's what I needed. I use a 240 gig HD SSD just now. My Steam games take up most of that, and I'm really desperate for some more space. I don't need any more than 500 gig. And I will put, once I have put the operating system on this, I'll take the Western Digital mechanical drive out of the Alienware and put it in here, just as a kind of backup, you know. Moving on to the processor, which is obviously hidden underneath the Corsair H80i version 2 cooler, is an i5 6600K. In an ideal world, as I'm sure you guys would too, yeah, okay, would have liked to have went for an i7. However, beggars can't be choosers. So I opted for that. I believe from my research it'll run, well, the 6600K, let me just clear something up. This did not come with a heatsink. If you're going for, if you guys were looking at a similar processor, the processors ending in K just simply mean they can be overclocked. Now I don't know whether I will overclock it. From what I've seen on YouTube, they seem to overclock very well, very safely, without any mishaps. So maybe, but this is my first PC build. I'll start with the stock speed, go from there. But just in case I was trying to look towards the future, I thought I'll get a good cooler. So this is, as I said, the H80i version 2. About £80. I paid £200 for the processor. The graphics card is an NVIDIA GTX 970 super clocked from EVGA. Managed to get with some bucks off for just under 300. Is it 300? Yep. Again, I believe that will do me well, and I'll rephrase that. I guess that will serve me well. So that's it. I am really proud of putting this together. I guess the truth is in the eating of the pudding, as they say, and I haven't switched it on yet. What I plan on doing is taking as much data as I need from this this aging beast down here. Well, you can't really call it a beast anymore, it's probably a squirrel. And I haven't opted to upgrade to Windows 10 as yet, so I will do that once this is up and running. And yeah, and that's the first computer I've ever built. I don't think there's anything else to go on. I'm going to use my peripherals that you can see in the background there. It's a Dell 30-inch monitor. Nothing wrong with that at all. I didn't see the point in going out and buying a new monitor. The keyboard is a Logitech Lenovo Edge. I like it. It's sleek. Again, what's the point in going out and spending money on a keyboard when there's nothing wrong? The mouse is an MX Revolution. Actually, that's a good point, guys. It's the MX Performance, or the MX Revolution Performance, something along those lines. It was quite expensive. I think it was about £70 at the time. I'm sorry about the camera going all over I'm filming this with an iPhone 6s. It's guys, I really appreciate you watching and listening, and if there's anything that you want to say constructively, please feel free to, and I look forward to firing this up. I'd bought The Witcher last year, perhaps stupidly, because how on earth did I expect it to run on a dual core? But I'm a big fan of The Witcher, and I really, and do you know, actually, to be honest, it does run, but and it actually runs at rather high resolution on this thing down here. But the problem is every 4 or 5 minutes, it kind of stalls for 5-10 seconds, and it's not really good if you're in the middle of a battle. And plus the fact when The Witcher's on his wee horsey moving about the world, it's rather laggy. Anyway, guys, thank you very much, and I'll see you guys in YouTube land.